Hello, YouTube. Just posting this to see if I could help somebody else get over the problems that I had and the waste of time that I've had. I had a Samsung LED TV, actually two of them, one 32-inch, one 55-inch. We had a big electrical storm, lightning struck close by. Even though I had surge protectors on all of my television, only these two Samsungs were affected. They went out, and when you try to turn them on, they can only click. You heard a little clicking sound in the back and nothing else. I have another newer Samsung 70-inch television that wasn't affected at all, as well as all the other different televisions that I have in the house. None were affected. And there were surge protectors on these devices here that were protected and were damaged. Anyway, so the first thing, of course, I figured, okay, it's either buy a new television or see if I could troubleshoot it myself and take care of it, because it's ridiculous to take a older television in to have a professional work on it, which is going to charge you a fortune, probably much more than what you could buy a new television with. So, of course, I went on all the forums, YouTube, and everywhere else trying to find out what's going on, and everybody comes back with power board capacitors. Seems like that's the standard problem when this happens. So I took the television apart, took both of them apart, actually, the 55-inch as well as the 32-inch, and started checking the power boards. Now, on both of them, this is the power board for the 32-inch. Now, on both televisions, I checked all of the capacitors on the power board, and not one of them looked bad. They weren't burnt, they weren't bulging. Nothing seemed visually wrong with them. And even though I have multimeter, I wasn't going to go about the checking each capacitor and then trying to replace all of the capacitors if nothing was visibly bad. So I figure, okay, if it's one or more blown capacitors that are not showing me anything, I'd just go ahead and order a new power board. Now for the 32-inch, this power board here, I found it on YouTube. Of course, most of them are going to be used. You're not going to find new. As a matter of fact, I think this one did say it was new, but most of them you're going to find are used, and they said they were tested and working. So I got the new board, power board for the 32-inch. I put it in, and nothing. Still click, 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 click. Unfortunately, I had ordered the board for the 55-inch as well before I checked to make sure that that was something that would work. Because obviously, if it's the same problem with both televisions. If it worked for the 32, it worked for the 55. And of course, like I said, after I found out that the new power board didn't work at the same problem, so obviously that wasn't the problem. And luckily, this board, the 32-inch board, was I believe was just over or just under $100. But the 55-inch board was $200 and some odd dollars plus shipping charges, so it came out to $260 or so. Luckily, also, I was able to contact them at the place that I ordered from, and they said yes, I could return it, no problem. It hasn't even been delivered yet, and I asked for a return authorization. There'd probably be a 20% handling charge, but still, it's not a matter of you holding on to an item that you can't use for $200 and some odd dollars. Anyway, so now my next step was the main board. So I said, okay, I'm not just guessing in the dark. It's not any other components. It had to be one of the boards. So more than likely, it is the main board, I'm saying to myself. I decided to go ahead and order the main board for the 32-inch now. Of course, I'm not going to order anything more for the 55 until I knew what was going on. So I ordered this main board for the, not this one, this is the one I pulled out actually, but I ordered the main board for the 32-inch. That cost me, used off of eBay once again, about $60, $60, $70 tops, I think. And put it in. Lo and behold, everything popped right on, no problem. Now, as for the 55-inch now, I now realize that my power board is good inside that, but my only problem is the logic board, or the main board here. And said, okay, that's all I have to do for it also. Unfortunately, not only is it very expensive to get that board, anywhere from $250 to $300 at different sites. You couldn't get it if you wanted to spend that money because they're out of stock everywhere. The only thing you'd find is people asking you to send the board in and they will do the repair to it. And then you're back to square one, which you might as well run to your local electronics store if you want to go through all that to have the board repaired. So what I decided to do was go ahead and just buy a new 55-inch. And what I did do to try to save myself a little bit of cost incurred is that I took all of the parts. I scavenged all the parts out of the 55-inch, and I'll sell them for parts on eBay. I could tell them that the power board is 100% good, but it's obviously a problem with the main board, but you can use it for individual parts if you want, as well as a lot of other little things, wires and connectors also. And maybe I can retrieve some of the money that way. But the main point of this video is to tell you, if you have that problem, whether it's been from a power surge or whatever, and your television is just clicking in the back and it's not turning on at all, yes, go with what all the videos are saying and check your power board if you're not going to buy a new television or run to a technician. Take it apart, check your power board. But believe me, if you look at all your capacitors and nothing seems to be damaged, there's no burnt marks on anything there, and the capacitors are not bulging, do yourself a favor, just leave it alone and buy yourself a main board if you can locate them. I mean, they got, even for specific televisions, they have 3 or 4 different ones that may fit it. And so it might be a little bit of a challenge finding the right one for you, but it's well worth it if you can find it at a good price on eBay and salvage your entire television for, less than a couple $100. That's about it. Hope this helps someone.